Friday, traders. And so, look, I think most traders are happy that it is Friday and there's only one trading day, one trading session left before the end of the week, and we all get a break from these crazy markets. Because, look, it has been a huge week in markets, obviously. We've seen lots of volatility, lots of big moves, and, it's been, risk-off trading. And risk-off trading for the likes that we have not seen for, over a year. So as it stands at the moment on Thursday, S&P and Nasdaq are down about 4.5% for the week. To put that into context, S&P is down 10% from all-time highs. Nasdaq is down about 15% from all-time highs. So look, they are obviously meaningful moves. But there are other markets that are down even worse. Obviously, Bitcoin's one of those, and that's down around 25%. So look, there's been a lot of red ink out on the street, and look, it's no surprise what's driving all of this. Everyone knows it. We've talked about this ad nauseum, and it's Trump and his tariff policies. There is not one day the market gets a break from headlines of Trump and his tariffs. So overnight, there was no exception. Trump talked about if EU was going to tariff US whiskey, then he was going to then place big tariffs on EU champagne and wine coming into the US. So look, this constant tariff talk is certainly unsettling the market. The market doesn't like it one bit. And to the extent now that the market, a lot of analysts are actually thinking about the R word, that the US potentially is going into a recession. So look, that is very bearish, right? You can't buy that. So we had a market previously that the last 2 years is that buying the dip was a fantastic strategy, worked every single time. Buying the dip is not working at the moment. It's the opposite. Selling rallies is now what is working, and I'd suggest, at least in the short term, that is probably going to continue to be the preferred strategy. Now, there is one market that is loving this though, loving the uncertainty, loving the R word, and that is gold. So gold had a big night last night, so it broke through record highs there at 29.50. We've traded as high as almost 29.90, where pretty much gold closed for the day. And so the big 3,000, big psychological level is super close. I would say with a lot of confidence we are probably going to break 3,000 today, the way gold is trading. It will be very interesting to see what happens after it prints 3,000, whether or not we see the market spike up again from there. But I would suggest when a market is doing what gold is doing, and when it's making new record highs, that is bullish. So I would not be trying to fade or short gold into what he's doing at the moment. So yes, long gold looks exceptionally good. Other market that's worth mentioning at the moment is what's happening in Japan. Japan and the BOJ is the only central bank globally that is raising rates and has to raise rates. So like deflation in Japan, something that had a lost decade. Seems like it's moving away from that, moving out of that. And Japanese bond yields, JGBs, are absolutely on fire. We have JGB yields that are at 20-year highs. So what does that mean? That means buy yen. I would suggest that the yen could be ready for a big move. So yes, selling dollar yen on rallies definitely is the preferred strategy. But expressing long yen, it's very hard to keep a long yen position spot with the swap fees that you pay on that. But if you express a long yen in a short Swiss yen position, we have talked about this before, you're not going to get nailed on the swap fees, and Swiss yen certainly technically looks like it's in a huge top formation. At some stage, I think it's just timing before that breaks lower. So happy to be short Swiss yen, put it in the bottom drawer, and I think you're going to get some good Christmas presents out of that one. Okay, it is the end of the week. There's not much on the radar as far as event risk or data to end the week. So that's probably a good thing. Next week though is a big week. We've got a couple of central bank meetings. We've obviously got the Fed and we've got the BOJ. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Have a great weekend. Good luck.